So I watched a little documentary called Hill House, made in 2001. Trying to find this, there's quite a few things called Hell House. It's a movie that looks kind of fun, made in about 2009 or 2015. The 2009 one's weird looking. 2015 looks like it's a found footage fictional film about a haunted house that was a an attraction, a haunted house attraction that was actually haunted, and 15 people died. Now they're finding the footage, trying to put it together. It's a paranormal activities looking movie. I haven't seen it. Looks amusing. I wanted to watch the documentary because this is a movie or a documentary about a real, what's called a hell house. And in haunts, a hell house is the type of haunt. I don't even want to. It's not a haunt. It's a Halloween event put on by evangelical churches. Even judging by this, I don't think it was a room to room type of thing, but rather a play. It looked. I mean, they did not show the actual performance enough for me. That's my complaint, and my only complaint is I didn't get what I wanted. Now, that's not a valid complaint. If they don't make what I want to see, as long as they made something worth seeing. I felt this was worth seeing. I see that it got a 6.8 on IDM. Yeah, that's a fair enough score. I would love to have seen an entire documentary on the actual performance, how it is done, how there's people are seeing it, attendance and whatnot. What we got was mostly a delve into one family, a dad and his 4 children, and one of his daughter was in the haunt, and I guess he's part of it too. We do hear about his wife leaving him through that Satan pushed her to the internet where she met another man and left him. He was very bitter about how Satan did this to him. Which, okay. Much of the documentary is the auditions. You don't really. I mean, that's it. You delve into some lives a little bit. There's a whole lot on the auditions, and unfortunately, the auditions are just not exciting. I mean, if you've ever attended a high school play and auditioned for it, that's what it was like. They would, kind of say some lines, and they're pretty cheesy lines. And then they were waiting for their name on the board and all that stuff, and it was dumb. And they were talking about and then there's a lot on the actual construction of it, which was not that interesting either. They didn't really do set decorations and whatnot. It really looked like it was a play. Like the people came in and sat down. Now, I don't know how these go. I really wanted to see how these go. Do people go from room to room and see these little scenes? Or is it a play where scene to scene is brought in front of you? And that's what it appeared to be. They didn't show enough for me to say that's how it happens. What was kind of fun was watching the kids talk about what parts they wanted. A lot of them wanted the rave. The rave was supposed to be so fun because you got to dance. I guess they're not allowed to dance. And the guy trying to tell him how the date rape drug works, he goes, just think about it as like when you've had way too much NyQuil and you're just kind of out there. And I'm like, these kids don't drink, they don't do drugs, but they're allowed to do NyQuil till they're kind of out there, or what the hell? It was weird to me, just the idea that, and I don't know what that was just a weird analogy to me. As if they've all had that experience and it's not a weird, to them. I don't know, that just was amusing. Another one while they were building it that amused me was they made a scene where there was a pentagram. I don't remember. One has a circle and one does not. It was with the circle, pentagram. Pentacle is without. Anyways, there was a pentacle drawn on the ground, and it was drawn in white. And the guy came in, the director of the whole thing. It was very strange. He was amusing because it was just his ideas were just out there. I came in and saw it and said, no, 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 we've got to redo that. And so I said, why? He goes, 3 years ago, a real wizard came through and saw this, and it was done in white, and he said, wizards never use white. This was not accurate. He goes, and I want to be accurate. No, they'll draw it, you know, you didn't have a real wizard come through and complain about the color of the pentagram on the ground, sir. You had a troll. But I always find I had to redo it in red. That just made me laugh a lot. And there's to be no white candles, nothing white. And as I'll read some Chick tracts to you later, they have a strange concept about what wizards and witches are. They think they're related to their religion. They don't realize it's an entirely different religion. It doesn't even acknowledge theirs. But there was another part. They're trying to write a scene about people recruiting kids for the occult. And sure enough, I mean, this documentary was made in 2001. The whole Dungeons and Dragons thing, I thought, was done in the 80s. I did hear some things about Harry Potter being demonic, but I thought that was just a joke. But sure enough, he's saying, you know, how these people will have her offer him Harry Potter books, and they'll play Magic the Gathering. And I was laughing my ass off, because this stuff was funny. This is what I wanted to see, you know, the insight onto how they're thinking when they make it. And they were just, Harry Potter was just, they were worried about having some actual Harry Potter books on the set. But this was their introduction to the occult. And when he said, you know, to the girl, he's having her type it out, the idea, and she goes, and we're going to have them play Magic the Gathering. And she said, gathering what? He goes, no, the game. Magic the Gathering. She's like, what are they gathering? No, that's, and it was a back and forth like an Abbott and Costello routine where she didn't know what the game was. He goes, well, then just call it Magic. Goes, so they were doing magic? He goes, no, they were playing magic. That's how he got her into the occult, or how she got whatever it was, you know. It was to me, it was hilarious, really hilarious, and that was a little bit of it. But then when they get into the show, you don't know how the show performs. You just know that everything sends you to hell. One guy, apparently, he was on his deathbed dying of AIDS, and the minister came in to talk to him and tell him, just denounce your gayness and accept Jesus. And the guy's like, what? He goes, well, you're gay, so you have AIDS now, and you're going to die in a minute. It's like, yeah, gay equals AIDS. You turn gay, you're AIDS. That's it. You know, it's just, that's how they are. Which was, and of course, he didn't repent in time, so he's in hell now forever. Yet, well, there was an abortion scene, which was, she's going to hell for having an abortion, but the whole time I'm looking at it, and this was the world's most, it was, I don't know how a person, I mean, apparently she didn't live through it, but she's sitting on a gurney with blood all over her crotch with her pants on, you know, because she wouldn't be wearing a gown. That's too risque. And blood all over the gurney. And I was like, how? Oh, this is weird. So, you know, and so she dies and goes to hell. And also some of the other things they were talking about was there was a few scenes where there was going to be a boyfriend and a girlfriend, and the guy who put it on said, no, we can't have boyfriends and girlfriends in this. I said, why? That's what they are. He goes, no, I don't want two of our congregation that close to each other for this amount of time rehearsing. It can lead to bad things. Pretending they're boyfriend and girlfriend for a couple weeks, that's not good. I'm like, okay, this is so weird. So it's amusing. There's eye rolls in it. It was super high tech. I mean, as cheesy, I mean, the walls were made out of black plastic, but they had surveillance cameras everywhere, watching the audience, watching the entrance, watching the outside, with the guy in the back, you know, directing the play from backstage. I mean, it's like, they spent all their money on that stuff and nothing on set decoration or acting talent. But the acting talent was all from within, and it was okay. Had a great eye roll when one guy had raped a woman, and he's now on his deathbed because I guess he was drunk driving. I forget. Everything was. But he's on his deathbed, and he dies. And we don't know. We didn't see the whole scene. We see like 2 or 3 people in heaven facing God. And one of them was apparently, presumably, looked like the gay guy who just died of AIDS, having consensual sex with another person, and he caught AIDS and died right away from it. That's how it works. There's one time, that's it, and he was going to hell. Here was the guy that raped a woman, and God said, "You called my son's name, even though your sins remain. You are entering heaven." I was like, "Oh no, this message is horrible. That you can live a horrible life, and at the end, if you just say, 'Jesus, forgive me,' at the last second you said the magic word." I mean, their message is to me messed up, to say the least. But the entertainment factor of I would love to go see their show. I mean, I'm not going to say that I would turn it down. I would give them their money and go see it and watch it. I wish I had more of their show. That would have made the documentary, to me, fantastic. But that's not what they made, so I can't complain that they didn't make what I wanted. They made what they wanted. I can say what they made was not that good. They just wanted to show the auditions, and they were kind of dumb. They wanted to show the families. They didn't delve into the families. The background on the people and why they do this would have been more interesting than just the fact that about the guy's wife leaving him. I mean, yeah, she left him, but that doesn't say why you're in this church. Were you in the church before? He didn't say. So we don't know anything about it. They're going to make it about the people, make it about the people. They didn't make it about anything except just, it was just not a documentary in my mind. Should you go see it? Whatever. If you're interested still, check it out. I mean, I had to rent it for $4.99 on Amazon. I don't know that it's free anywhere. So if you think it sounds worth $5 for a laugh, go for it. I wouldn't do it again. I wish I could have found it free, but I was glad to find it. It's one of the only things about an actual haunt that's out there, or haunt type of thing that's out there that I could see. There's very little on actual haunts. There's a lot on McKay Manor, and there's a small amount on Hell Houses that I can find. And McKay Manor, we'll just delve into that real quick, just to delve into it. McKay Manor is the extreme. They call themselves a haunt. I don't call them a haunt. They're the ones where you have to get a doctor's release. You're there for several hours, and they just torture the crap out of you. There's no safe words. I guess, they don't really hurt you, but they're dunking you. They can waterboard you. I don't know if they I don't know what they do to you. They do stuff to you that's just, and it's all in the name of being on. It sounds like I wouldn't want to experience it, and I wouldn't want to act in it. I want nothing to do with them, and I don't think they can call themselves an experience and exist. But haunt, no. Haunt has there's safety in a haunt. So, and they're perfectly safe. No one's been hurt, but they drop the illusion of safety. Whereas when you go to a regular haunt, at no point, you might believe you'll get killed, but you really don't. That's what happens at a haunt. And I'll explain that more in Halloween stories. But at this, they actually say, I don't care if you live or die to people. And that's not how a good haunt I mean, so it's not a haunt. It's what it is. It's its own event, and that was a whole separate tangent that really had nothing to do with a hell house. I don't consider a hell house a haunt because they're just trying to scare you into believing their beliefs. To me, that's another strange use of fear. Whereas I believe a haunt uses fear as an entertainment factor to make you laugh and get your adrenaline going and just have fun. So, okay, well that's Hell House. Watch it if you want. You're not missing out on anything. Well, it's something. So, okay, there you go.